But before we get to your top headlines of the day, let's head over to the Weather Center. Here's meteorologist Steve Schill with a first look at your weather. Steve, how's it going today?
If you like your weather warm, Lakia, it's beautiful, huh? We've got some moisture in the air also. If you've been outside at all today, you've seen the cloud cover building in, the cloud cover continuing to stack up, almost threatening. The tower starting to lift, but then getting capped off. No rain, no thunderstorms, but it certainly is warm. We got close today, close to 90. We're going to flirt with 90 degrees over the next couple of days. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, Mother's Day is Sunday. Will the weather hold relative to the rain holding off? I've got your forecast coming up in just a few minutes right now. Lakia, back to you.
So much, Steve. Well, topping your Delta news, a Greenville police officer is on administrative leave without pay after being jailed on a murder charge. 41-year-old Kevanya Moore was arrested Sunday after allegedly shooting her husband, 44-year-old Reginald Moore. The shooting happened late Saturday night at the couple's Shannon Street home. The case is being handled by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations. Details surrounding the shooting have not been made public. During Tuesday's city council meeting, the council voted to place Sergeant Moore on unpaid leave pending the outcome of her criminal case. During her first appearance in court yesterday, the judge set the bond at $300,000. We are hearing that Kevanya Moore has bonded out. Well, a passerby spotting a Delta home on fire today. Luckily, the family wasn't home, but not everyone made it out alive. Fire crews dispatched to the 800 block of North Theobald in Greenville. The driver, noticing flames coming from the home, notified 911 immediately. The fire happening about an hour ago. Officials say 2 pets were killed in the fire, 2 chihuahuas. 4 engines were sent to the scene. No cause yet being reported. The case is still under investigation. Local authorities dispatched to a 2-vehicle wreck in downtown Greenville. Some of the victims injured. The accident occurred just after 10:30 this morning. Officials say the driver of the Pontiac collided with the driver of a Chevy truck near Washington Avenue and Starling Street. The Pontiac suffered heavy front end damage, and the driver and a passenger were taken to DRMC for treatment. Officers on scene informed our reporters the injuries were not life-threatening. Greenville investigators are still looking into the cause of that crash. Well, a Delta man who's already served a prior prison sentence on armed robbery charges is now heading to jail again, but this time for life. After about 30 minutes of deliberation Tuesday, a Washington County jury found Casey Berkeley guilty of robbing the Exxon store on Reed Road in Greenville. Berkeley was convicted in 2005 for 2 armed robberies committed at a Double Quick store on Broadway. For the Double Quick robberies, Berkeley was sentenced to 15 years in prison. He served 10. Berkeley was released from prison in October of 2013. Authorities say he committed the Exxon robbery just 2 months after his release. A judge sentenced him to life in prison because he is indicted as a habitual offender. Well, a shooting suspect allegedly leads police on a chase before being taken into custody. Yesterday afternoon, the Cleveland Police Department received a call regarding a subject shooting at a home on Alo Avenue. When police arrived on scene, they spotted the suspect. A car chase ensued that ended in Marigold. Authorities say the man jumped out of his vehicle before being apprehended by officers. 22-year-old Charles Scott is charged with aggravated assault, felony fleeing, and shooting into a dwelling. Scott's bond is set at $33,000. And staying in Cleveland, a judge orders no bond for an alleged gunman who tried to flee the area after being accused of firing shots into an apartment complex. 20-year-old Davion Hayes is ordered to be held without bond. Hayes was charged for aggravated assault. Last week, Cleveland police responded to shots fired in Carpenter Estates. When police arrived, they found 24-year-old Jontrell Wilkins shot in the leg. Wilkins was taken to the hospital where he was treated and released. Hayes remains in the Bolivar County Regional Correctional Facility. Well, lockdowns at several Mississippi prisons are finally lifted. MDOC Commissioner Marshall Fisher announced that lockdowns at the Central Mississippi Correctional Facility, Parchman, and 4 private prisons have ended. Visitation and commissary privileges were reinstated at the sites. The jails first went into lockdown April 21st. Fisher says the facilities will be locked down again if the agency runs across contraband inside the prisons or assaults on staff. Lockdowns will continue at Unit 30 of the Mississippi State Penitentiary and the South Mississippi Correctional Institution until further notice.